Hey, what's going on, everyone? What the hell's going on? There we go. Fucking hell. Goddamn StreamYard. What is up? It is Monday night, September 22nd, 2025. And it's another week in this country. Good Lord. Who knows where it's going to be in another week? Things seem to be kind of ramping up at a astronomical pace. Like there's no ifs, ands, or buts on that one. If you guys watch the Charlie Kirk rally, funeral, propaganda thing, yesterday, then you know kind of what I'm talking about. It's crazy, but it does kind of like, oops, let me get that off the screen there. Forgot about the banner. It does kind of really make you question, though, where are things going to go from here? Where can things realistically go? It is easy for both sides to look at each other, point the finger, call either side a cuck, and then, like silently wish the other dead, which is generally where we are. So, it is there. It's Rapture Day. Is it? Is it Rapture Day? What is going on with that, right? The Yahtzee party rally, kind of, yeah. Look, man, here's the thing. I said this the other day talking about Trump killing free speech over on $3 Theater, and I stand by what I said there. Erica Kirk should win the Razzie Award for like worst acting. But I don't blame her for bad acting. Okay, let me explain why. She's in an impossible situation and one that she can't win. Right? It's one that she can't win. So what is she up against? Okay, well, she's up against the mounting pressure of what to do in the wake of Charlie's death. What to do with Turning Point, what to do with the kids, what to do with her life, what to do with anything. She wasn't given a moment to mourn. She wasn't given any time to grieve. She wasn't given any time to process her thoughts like a normal, functioning human being. She was told to get out there to make a statement. So 48 hours later, she puts on this 17-minute speech, which is one of the worst things I've ever seen acting-wise. It felt so forced, so faked, so completely like out of the bounds of reality, right? Just outside the bounds of reality. And then she posted a video of her crying over Charlie and what looked to be like a mannequin, or he had like been spray painted orange. He looked wooden. It looked like Pinocchio. And we can't even see her face. All we hear is some lady saying, oh, baby, I love you. If you didn't know the context and just read the text transcript, you would be like, is this a porno? I can't tell. It was weird. And it was awkward. And all things considered, it shouldn't have been recorded. It shouldn't have been anything like that. Right? I love this comment here. Hold on. Funny man says a joke. Keemstar won. What did he win? I mean, he was already rich. What has he won recently? Is Locale still a thing? I mean, he's surrounded by retards. So it's okay. He would only win if he got DSP on there. Okay. He would only win if he got DSP to join the show. Without DSP, the boogie train is already done. All right. That man can't be milked any more than what he's already been milked for. Okay. So, I totally forgot it's a thing. I haven't even paid attention in months. But that's the whole thing. Am I saying Charlie wasn't a real boy? He was a real boy. He was 6'5". And one of the things I've been getting into this with people that I know on my Facebook, and it's weird at the amount of ball washing that is being done here. Okay, like not just whitewashing. I'm talking flat out ball washing. Like, so the other day I posted about Jimmy Kimmel getting pulled on my personal Facebook, and I said I'd canceled my Disney Plus, which I did, and I plan on sticking to, despite the fact that he's coming back tomorrow night. Good for him. But I was talking about it with a friend, and she just comes back and says, Yeah, well, his ratings sucked. And I'm like, what the fuck does that have to do with the price of tea in China? What is his ratings not being good? By the way, he gets over 1 million people watching him a night. Colbert gets better, but not by much. But Jimmy Kimmel has 20 million YouTube subscribers, and his videos do quite well. His monologues do quite well. But let's also be real here. The monologues that we find from these late night comedians, be it Kimmel, Meyer, Colbert, Fallon, James Corden, whomever, and Lily Singh. All right, all the other ones. Even Craig Ferguson was a bit different. His interviews were fun. Conan was also fun, but there's, I think, a little bit of a difference there. The ones we have now, the videos of theirs that get the most amount of views on YouTube and social media are the ones where they're doing the political pontification, where they're doing their comedy bits in the form of a monologue. That is, quite frankly, all most people see. Really. Like, these shows that operate for an hour to an hour and a half, depending, and they have 3 guests a night that talk for 5 to 7 minutes, if that, and then they do a musical act or a comedian. You can ditch all of it but the first 10 minutes of those shows and get the maximum amount of impact. Quite frankly, one of the reasons why John Oliver keeps doing better than them at the Emmys is because he produces a 27 to 32-minute show every week that covers a single fucking topic during its main story, and it's funny. All right. And not only that, but then they clip out the fucking long form bits and put those up on YouTube a couple days later, and those get more views overall than the nightly comedians. So late night in and of itself is a dying breed. You can find more edgy, informative, and entertaining content on YouTube or TikTok or Instagram at any single point in time in the day. But that's neither here nor there, because Kimmel and his fucking brand of comedy, for whatever you may like or like, I watch him, God, maybe like twice a month. I don't watch him very often. But the principle of the matter was Brendan Carr, the chairman of the FCC, was using his political power to try to put pressure on, well, quite frankly, Sinclair and Nexus and Nexstar in order to get them to pull ABC or to pull NBC, or maybe even CBS. Anyone that goes after Donald Trump is a target. So the United States government is using their might and power to go after comedians and people that they don't like. That is a pure and unadulterated obstruction and violation of the First Amendment. But like I said, my friend here comes back and says, well, his ratings were shit. Not the argument. Not the argument. And even today, I said, like, Charlie Kirk is a bigot, a fucking homophobe, transphobe, xenophobe, discriminatory, racist, misogynist, hateful piece of shit. Oh, Christian nationalist too, right? Spits in the eye of God, if you think about it. Shouldn't be dead, okay? I shouldn't have to clarify or qualify that anymore, but apparently you have to regardless. Shouldn't be dead. But those are all things what he is, right? And I said it's really ridiculous at the whitewashing of his character, because there's nothing there about him that I believe is redeemable. But then my same friend comes back and she's like, well, everything has been debunked. Look at what he says. So there's this weird thing about Charlie Kirk that the right wing is holding on to. Okay. And there's 2 weird things. One is that they are desperate to make Tyler Robinson out to be a leftist troon lover. Okay. They want him to be king of the trannies is what they want. Not the case. But the other side of this too is that the FBI story on Tyler Robinson is falling apart day after day after day. You've got the executive producer of Charlie Kirk's show, one of the higher ups at Turning Point USA, literally going on the internet and saying, this is a couple days ago, I was working, I couldn't cover it, going on the internet and saying, Charlie Kirk, his body blocked, stopped dead. A 30-06 round, the bone density so immaculate. The muscles in his neck so perfect, pristine, hydrated. I don't even know what the fuck. Ended up stopping a 30-06 round. They found the bullet just under his skin. Just under the skin. All the gun tubers, who are all crazy-ass right-wingers, none of them buy it. None of them believe that Charlie Kirk was what was called the Man of Steel. Pretty sure I've seen videos of a 30-06 going through steel. I saw one, it was like, I think a 1-inch iron plate or something, and it went through that thing clean. Even Alex Jones is all like, I used to shoot hogs at, 30, I'm like, fucking blow out the back, No one buys this bullshit narrative. People aren't buying the narrative put forward about Tyler Robinson and his escape. People aren't putting forward the narrative of a lot of this stuff. So where in God's fucking name is it all coming from? And what is the purpose? Fuck where it's coming from. I know where it's all coming from. What's the purpose? As with everything, you have to follow the fucking money. Okay, as with everything, you have to follow the money. Parallax, by the way, you are also correct. As a quick aside, there was 90,000 people attending the Charlie Kirk Memorial yesterday in Glendale, Arizona. There was the main stadium, the overflow stadium, and all that stuff. Interestingly enough, Grindr, the gay hookup site, its servers were overloaded. It came crawling to a stop. And why did that happen? But where did it happen? Southern Arizona. Suspiciously. In the Glendale, Arizona area. For a bunch of these right-wing Christians, lots of dudes were getting prostate exams, if you know what I mean. Anyway. So why? Why is all of this happening? Power, control, money. So let's think about this for a second, right? If I didn't know any better and I was just spitballing theories, and I've had a lot of time to think about this, right? I've had a lot of time. I sit in a van by myself for like upwards of several hours a night. I got a lot of time to think. It almost makes me think that Charlie Kirk was taken out, right? Like there is a theory that there wasn't just the shooter, the one shooter, the lone gunman theory, that there's, someone on the grassy knoll. There's a theory working here. Normally, I don't subscribe to conspiracy theories. I don't give them any credence because a lot of times it's wackadoo bullshit. But when the head of the FBI and the deputy director, or I should say now co-deputy director of the FBI, Dan Bongino, who was just demoted to co-deputy director because he's incompetent, as is Kash Patel. When you have two conspiracy theorists running the show with no law enforcement experience on that capacity or in that capacity. I mean, Dan Bongino, I believe, was like Secret Service. So like there's some kind of modicum there, but Kash Patel, no. Like, no, not at all. And then you've got the fuck ups with the suspects being busted or being taken into custody for interrogation. And all of that happening. And you've got everything else, right? You've got the gun being found very easily. You've got the etchings on the bullets, which apparently were they found more etchings on on other bullets at his parents' house down there in Utah, southern Utah. The charging documents don't say anything about going to his apartment. They don't say anything about when his mother was providing the information about her son being a, trans sympathetic lover boy of a trans female, right? Like they don't talk about that. Was the mother just freely providing the information? Was the mother speaking with a detective? Was the mother talking with the FBI? Was the mother in any capacity giving an official statement? We don't even know. There's none of that information. The text messages that read like they were written by the shittiest Bridgerton writer out there. No photographs, just text exchanges written in text, which people have put into GPT and been like, yo, does this seem normal? And GPT's like, nah, dog, shit's fake as fuck. I don't know. I just, the way Tyler was writing and the way that he just, without provocation, right? Really just kind of said everything he needed to say in a confession, right? That's why it feels so weird. What did the bullet say exactly? So the bullet that allegedly shot Charlie Kirk had on the shell casing, "Notices bulge. Ooh woo. What's that?" Which is a furry meme. Unspent shell casings had the Bella Ciao, Bella Ciao, Bella Ciao, Bella Ciao, whatever the fuck it is. It's an old anti-fascist song from World War II that was also on, I think it's featured in a Helldivers 2 mod on PC, of which Tyler Robinson, as we now know through the reporting of Ken Klippenstein, was a very big fan of Helldivers 2. I am as well. That's why when I was laughing, because they were trying to say that this is a lefty, and the lefty, the reason why was because on the bullet with "Hey Fascist Catch," there were the engravings of 3 down arrows, which was, I think that's an Antifa marking, according to some. But there were 2 other etchings on that one, which was up arrow, right arrow, down arrow, down arrow, down arrow, which calls in a 500 kilogram bomb from an Eagle strike in Helldivers 2. And I forget. Oh, and then the last bullet said, and I honestly, I got to get this sound bite because it's one of the funniest fucking things I've ever heard. It's because the governor of the state says, the last bullet read, "If you can read this, you are gay, LMAO." And you can tell he's confused by it. And he's perplexed by having to say it on national television. That he's having to sit there and be like, "If you could read this, you are gay, LMAO." What the fuck does that even mean? Anyone here know what the fuck that means? And not even your greatest internet autists could like really like make this any less cringe for this guy. But that's what the bullet said. Right? Up, up, down, down, left, right, A, B, start, baby. Yeah, that's how you know it's a gamer. That's how you know it's a gamer. So, what you've got is you've got a bunch of questions, a lot of questions about the assassination. And then you have the extra added layer of the bullet. Like I said, the surgeon, not the coroner, who worked on Charlie Kirk, saying that his bones were Men of Steel worthy, doesn't make any sense. Because there was no impact, or there was no exit wound on the body. And a 30-06 would most likely evaporate the entire neck once it's stuck, which would mean the head would kind of be rolling, or also partially, missed. And then at that point, there would also be blood spatter on the white canvas, or white, it'd be plastic, I would think, wall behind him. None of that was there. There was a camera directly over Charlie's, I think his right shoulder, up in the top, recording the crowd. That footage has not been released. Don't know if it will be released until the trial. So we'll get to see a wide angle shot of the bullet hitting and there being no exit wound, which is going to make it really hard for forensics, in my opinion, or ballistics to be able to actually make that particular argument. It was a 30-06 shot from 150 yards away. It travels at about 2,500 feet per second. It would have taken about approximately 0.2 seconds to reach the target. And no exit wound. No one buys it. Not a person in the world buys it at all. But yet that's the official narrative coming out of TPUSA. Reported, regurgitated by right-wing media, who does, for all intents and purposes, want all of this to go away. Because to them it has to. To them it absolutely has to go away. The reason why it has to go away is because the more this stays open, or the longer this stays open, the more people are going to be able to stop and go, what? This doesn't make any fucking sense. And the videos on YouTube and TikTok and Instagram and whatever, they're getting pretty big. Lots of people talking about it. It's getting a lot of eyebrows to cock up and go, I don't know, man. Like, I mean, we saw him get shot. We saw the carotid artery get severed by a bullet. Blood went everywhere. It was like a drinking fountain went off. Like there's no exit wound and there's no blood spatter behind. What the fuck? But then it gets even crazier because then there's videos out there of what appears to be two men, one in a white cap and white shirt filming Charlie Kirk, another one wearing, a Blackwater type outfit, right? The khakis and the black polo. And it appears that they are giving some kind of hand signal, that they are giving some kind of command. And then, of course, some people have tried to match up what the command might be, especially if trying to alert a sniper or trying to give the command to open fire. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's that. I don't believe that. But that I've seen the video and I've seen the theories and they're compelling. I don't believe them, but they're compelling. And then there's the potential shooter from the side with a silenced, suppressed pistol, like a 9mm round, able to hit the target. And people happen to think that it, came at a different time. There's so much that's gone on with this thing. Right? Like there's so much that's going on with this entire story that it just becomes wild. And then you get yesterday, right? They haven't even held a funeral yet, but they held the memorial. 100,000 people, roughly, a little less than. Show on up, cool. They trashed the joint, by the way. They leave their chairs. They trashed the outside of that arena. By the way, that's not uncommon for Trump rallies. Like at all. That's not uncommon. Like the Trump rallies oftentimes leave the area that they are at a net loss because of all the money it takes to clean everything up. Never mind the fact that the campaign doesn't pay. Right? It's true. Like the campaigns just don't pay. Right? Like there's been so many reports of that because Donald Trump likes to lie, cheat, and steal from whoever the fuck he can. I mean, this is evidenced by the 34 felony convictions that he got in court last year. All things considered, lying about the Stormy Daniels shit. And then he also got busted. Wasn't it? It was for something else too. I forget. With how he reported his books and shit, right? Oh no, well there's Trump. The Trump the Trump charity, whatever it's called, got shuttered, and they're unable to do any kind of charitable nonprofit business in the state of New York for 3 years because of the fraud. Right. So we have a fraudster in the White House, and there will be people that will clearly try to deny that. But hey, listen, how you liking them cheaper groceries? How you liking the gas all of a sudden shooting the fuck up the way that it is? Right. Like how you liking the economy starting to tank and slow down? How you liking the fact that there are more unemployed people than there are open jobs right now? All of these things are happening. Biden isn't in office anymore. Can't make that blame. I'm sorry. It's on your boy. It's on your boy. But I'll be fair. I'll be honest, because I am. What we're talking about here is a situation where they want to turn this, and by they, I mean the government. They want to take over everything. Oh, you know what, man? I totally forgot about the other crazy conspiracy. That the Jews did it, right? There's that conspiracy. I think that one's my personal favorite because it's there's so much we don't know. And I don't think the Jews killed Charlie Kirk. Let me just be honest with you guys about that one, right? Right now, my theory is Tyler did it, okay? That's the one I'm going on. I'm going to entertain some of these conspiracy theories because they're fucking funny. But that's about it. So did the Jews kill Charlie Kirk? Well, according to Benjamin Netanyahu, no. And that to me is the most interesting thing, but I'll get to that here in a moment. So you got Tucker Carlson coming out, making comments about how the Jews were pushing on Charlie. You got Candace Owens coming out and talking about how there was a secret meeting with Bill Ackerman at a hotel in Long Island at the Hamptons, where there was apparently some back and forth with Charlie about his stance on Israel, a country that he's with 99.9% of. But he's like, hey, guys, the optics on killing all of the unarmed and innocent Palestinians is getting to be a little bit much. We're having trouble defending your genocide. We're having trouble defending it because, you know, the countless videos of dead children's body parts scattered across the street. We can't really make arguments against that. We're losing the hearts and minds of the people. Wrap this up so we can get back to claiming any criticism of Israel is just anti-Semitism, because that's where they are with it right now. That's basically what's going on, right? Very mild criticism even from Charlie's part, but that was just, he's a big boy. He's an important boy. So because he's an important boy, you know, you've got all that situation going on. So then Candace comes out and she says that they were basically making threats. Okay. She wants to get to the bottom of this. All right. Gets pretty big. A lot of people start talking about it, trying to figure out what the hell's going on. Getting a lot of info, you know, making lots of waves. Okay. So this is where, like I said, this is the part that gets me. This is the part that tells me Candace might actually be over the target, because Netanyahu had to come out and make a statement saying that Israel did not kill Charlie Kirk. When you've got the prime minister of the country of Israel, one of the most hated men in the world, who is right now pushing for an absolute genocide in a country he wants the land of. And keep in mind, guys, we found out after October 7th that Israel had prior knowledge of something was going to happen. Potentially this, potentially not. But they chose to ignore it. Why? Because they didn't think the Palestinians and Hamas were smart enough to pull it off. Which tells me that they fucking knew something was going to go down. They let it happen. They were just caught with their pants down. But either way, it gave them what they wanted. The opportunity to go in to take out an entire section of people and use the terrible tragedy of October 7th as a way to go in there. Very similar to how we, after 9/11, after 2,997 people died that day at the hands of 18, 19 Saudi Arabians, we went to Iraq and slaughtered over 180,000 civilians. No weapons of mass destruction found. We know it was the Saudis. We've known it was the Saudis. But hey, they are one of our greatest allies in the region, despite the fact that they perpetrated the greatest attack on American culture, soil, right? But hey, whatever, right? whatever, right? Whatever. What does it matter, right? We're all fucking meatbags to these people anyway. It's all about money, power, and control, which brings me back to the whole, did the Jews kill Charlie Kirk? Because that is something that a lot of people are making the claims of. And when you've got someone like Netanyahu coming out and saying point blank, we didn't do it. And it's like, why are you saying something? This is baseless internet theory shit. I say the same thing with Candace Owens and the whole situation involving the First Lady of France. It's like she called her a transgender woman. And like they're suing her over it. And like she's going to have to prove that she's not transgender. Is she going to get up in court and like flash her pussy? And be all like, this is all natural. Look at the bush. I comb it. I style it. I spread the lips. You see the glistening? That is from my husband who was eating my pussy right before. Like, what the fuck, right? Like, what the fuck? How the fuck does Candace Owens have so much goddamn power in these situations? How the fuck does Candace Owens, a woman who tried 10 fucking years ago, 9 years ago, I think, to create a website called Social Autopsy, which was entirely designed around doxing children in order to basically like put a community of fear in place to keep kids from being stupid on the internet. She tried to do this. Myself, Chris Ray Gun, and others pushed back hard on it. But because Candace Owens came out and attacked Zoe Quinn, she was in vogue with some of the other Gamergaters because she was against Zoe Quinn. But when she's out there talking about like, hey, let's dox children, there wasn't as much pushback as you might think. Thankfully, it never came to fruition. It would have been sued into fucking like nothing, by the way. But the reason why I bring that up is because Charlie Kirk's fans, upset with how some people are responding in the wake of the tragedy, how some people are expressing their free speech the same way some people who like Charlie Kirk would have talked about George Floyd or fuck even Martin Luther King Jr., who Charlie Kirk did call a piece of crap. You know, they're out there creating a database, 20,000 people, 30,000 people, seeking open submissions from completely Karenized right-wingers going out there and saying, yes, this person did not mourn the way that I want them to mourn. Here is their name, their face, where they work, their phone number, whatever, added to the database. Now, that was shut down pretty quick, as I figured it would be. But again, the free speech crowd, more so than the left, the free speech absolutists. How dare you mock a man who was killed? Right? How dare you mock a man who was killed? Never mind if you were to go through their social media feeds, I'm sure at some point you would find them mocking someone who died tragically. But because it's one of their own, because it's Charlie Kirk and you don't mourn the right way, violation of free speech. I don't like it when the lefties do it. I call that out. I sure as fuck don't like it when the right wing does it, because a person's opinion, but be it one you agree with or disagree with, is their opinion. And if you don't want a person being murdered over their words, then you sure as fuck shouldn't want them losing their jobs over it as well. So spare me any pearl-clutching, couch-fainting bullshit. If you support anything like that, and you're listening to this at all, you're a Karen, you're a bitch, you're a cuck, you fucking suck, and you're goddamn anti-American. Don't like it? Pound sand, suck my dick. I don't fucking care. Because it's true. If you're going to go out there and you're going to campaign for people to lose their livelihood because you don't like the thing that they did, fuck you. What gives you the right? We all tell bad jokes. We all laugh at uncouth things. Gallows humor gets us through a shit ton of stuff. And we all react and respond differently. And if you don't like that, guess what you can do? Block the person and move on with your merry fucking existence. Oh, no, you can't. Because you need something to make you feel powerful. Because you have no power. And you have no power, by and large, because of the way the system works. You have no power because I have no power. The power that we're told that we have is all an illusion. This is in part due to the Electoral College. Once we get rid of the Electoral College and every man has the equal power in their vote, then we will only then be fucking truly equal. But until then, we're not. And it's the powers that be it left, right, or center. The people in charge that are the ones that are able to lobby the government to get the way for their business. Those people should be not able to do that. We should find ways to remove money from government. We should find ways to remove money from elections. We should find ways to make sure that there are term limits in place so people can't become millionaires being public servants, which is what Congress and the presidency essentially are. We need fucking term limits for the Supreme Court. We need term limits for federal judges. Nothing should be a lifetime appointment. These are things that we all agree with. Left, right, center. It doesn't matter. These are things I guarantee you we all agree with. And that's kind of my point. Very quickly to kind of touch on the whole point of the stream, the where do we go from here? I was having a conversation the other day with a passenger of mine. And we're getting into it very deep, right? And I told him my theory is simply this. Look at a Venn diagram. The Venn diagram shows the left, the right, and then you have in the center where they connect. And if you really start asking people on all sides what it is they want, what it is that they want for this country, let alone themselves, you're going to find a lot of it is the same. Simply put, maybe to different words or different definitions. And that is how we should be looking at everything. Not about what makes us different, but what makes us the same. And once we identify the similarities, once we come to understand that about each other, do you know what we can do? And this is 100% true. We can compromise. Now, you might be thinking, why the fuck would I want to compromise? Because that's how you get progress. You ever traded cards with your friends? Ever traded anything with your friends? Right? A lot of us here played Pokemon. A lot of us here have done a lot with that. I'll use that as an example. Those of you who actually played the card game, not just the fucking video game shit. But let's say I wanted, to get a Charizard. My friend has a holographic Charizard. Those are hotly popular back in the late 90s. Right? So you'd make compromise. You'd trade. You'd trade what they felt was a comparable amount to what they valued the Charizard as. And you would then have to agree to that amount as well. Sometimes you get a little bit better of a deal. Sometimes you get a little bit worse of a deal. But either way, you have to compromise on and agree that this is going to be the right transaction, the right price for the transaction. It's kind of an odd analogy, but it works because that's what it is. Once you start to figure out what everybody wants and you can figure out the best way to word it, then you can really start to compromise. And once you begin to compromise, then you can have the progress. Nothing happens overnight unless you look the other way. You put your head in the ground like an ostrich, or you just run for the hills and try to forget. Because when that happens, yeah, they have free reign to do whatever the fuck they want. But it only works for them, not for everybody. That's what I'm talking about. The only way for us to work together is to talk to each other, to figure out what each of us want, and to figure out the best way to get there. And sometimes you might win, and sometimes you might lose. But I'm not talking like big L's or big W's here. I'm talking it's small, marginal steps to get to a better place overall. It is not as difficult as you might think. But what we have to contend with here is 24-hour-a-day news media that relies on keeping you ignorant, ill-informed, and quite frankly, fucking illiterate. And they keep you in this perpetual state by keeping you angry, by making sure that headlines are attention-grabbing, if not mildly or wildly misleading. And so since so many people, and myself included, depending on the time, really only read the headlines, it's very difficult to get the full context of everything. Because at the same time, these articles, they need to have something compelling for you to click on them, so then you will see the advertisements, which is how they make money. They also make money by keeping you on the website, because the more you read, the more ads they can show you. So what do? They fill the fucking articles with fluff. They fill the articles with things that don't fucking matter, rather than just getting to the basic idea of what they're trying to convey. They got to keep you hooked and locked in. I did trade Pokemon cards. Just the child thieves were the ones of how I got them. Anyway. You mean like trading that PS1 you borrowed? Fuck, you guys got good memories. That was different. That was me being selfish, and I paid the price. I literally did. Anyway, I blame Ghostbusters 2016 for all this crap. It goes back far before then, Jess, but yeah. Fuck that movie. Anyway. So, I think I make good points about compromise. But the problem with compromise is it requires people to relinquish power. And that's where we are. Nobody wants to relinquish power. Boomers who should have left the Senate and the House in politics a long time ago haven't. Why? Because they want to hold on to their power. They don't want to relinquish it. They don't want to let it go. Gen Xers are going to end up being the overlooked generation because they're largely apathetic. And if they actually got off their ass and got involved, then they might be in a position to where we might actually see something, right? But it's going to be the millennials' turn very soon. And when the millennials kick on in, you guys are going to see a lot more. Okay. And the millennials are already coming. But the problem, though, is that, again, the boomers will not relinquish power and move on. There's a reason why in this country, universal health care and education, like tuition free or free education, are bipartisan and popular because people see the value. You know, and I was talking about this with the passenger too, because we talk about this kind of stuff quite a bit. And even my suggestion was look at the redundancies in the defense budget, of which there are so many, and find, I don't know, 50 billion, 100 billion, and fund healthcare and fund education. Because here's my reasoning for that. You can actually look at it as a defense option, right? As a defense measure. If you have a healthy and well-educated populace, it will put them in a position to compete with the rest of the world. We are in an AI Cold War. You know, you've got people out there that are like, AI needs to stop right now because, you know, they're children. And the AI is being developed by China, by Russia, by North Korea, by Iran, by all of our adversaries out there without any restrictions. They're not going to stop. They're going to find ways to do it. China is developing AI using fewer GPUs and being able to output way more. We're not necessarily looking at it from that perspective just yet. It's we're integrating it here into our systems, maybe faster than we should, only because we kind of have to keep up with the rest of the world. That's an issue. So what we need are more people trained on science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. But we need them healthy. We need them well fed. We need them well compensated. We need them eager to want to learn, to want to work, to want to build out these systems in order to make America the top of the pile. This is what we have to do. But Charlie Kirk's murder is a fucking distraction. And there's a big reason for that. Looking at everything that happened in the course of the past week and a half, or almost 2 weeks now, you can see that there is a power struggle that's happening for, I would argue, the soul of conservative Gen Z young men. Largely because there were two Charlie Kirks. And this is where the right that's defending Charlie Kirk, they get themselves really in a bad situation. Because, like I said, you have Charlie Kirk, the debater, and you have Charlie Kirk, the podcaster. And Charlie Kirk, the debater, is the one that goes into colleges almost like a predator. Not sexual, just as an FYI, but like a predator. Think about it. He goes there. 31-year-old man, sits down, gets a microphone, hands the other one to anyone else who wants to ask him questions, largely doe-eyed 18-year-old college freshmen, right? Fresh out of their parents' house, fresh out of high school, first time being in the real world, even though it's college and it's still relatively in a bubble. And they've got thoughts and they've got opinions, sure, but they don't have the life experience or the context to truly understand the nuance that goes in to these complex issues. So they go in there and they ask a question And they ask a surface level basic question. And then he's able to do what a lot of people are able to do, myself included, in a moment when you're prepared for this kind of stuff and rattle off statistics in a way that make you sounder smarter than you really are. But I'm going to give Charlie Kirk a lot of credit. He's very smart. He knew how to play that game. So whenever he owned a college freshman, again, 30-year-old dude owning a college freshman, not really something that is, like difficult. Really? I mean, come on. Anyone here anyone here like in their 30s or 40s, like talk to a college student, they think they know everything, but they don't. And you know that because you were one of them one day, a long time ago. That's what he was. He used those kids to create these viral moments where he was able to then assert himself as this alpha male, right? As this pro-conservative, pro-Christian alpha male who loved everybody but just loved debate. But then you go over and you listen to his podcast, and that's the funnel. The funnel starts with the TPUSA debates on campus. It goes into the viral content, and then it gets funneled into being podcast listeners. And you hear things like, if him saying something along the lines of, if I get on a plane and I see a black pilot, ooh boy, right? All of this stuff. The stuff that he said constantly that was homophobic, transphobic, xenophobic, racist, bigoted, misogynistic, all of these things he said all the time. And there's a reason why he had to do it. He actually had to do it. If you pay attention, Charlie Kirk had to radicalize himself through his podcast in order to keep up with what was encroaching from the other side. And that is Nick Fuentes. And that is where things get really interesting. Because Fuentes is more charismatic than Charlie Kirk by like a fucking mile. Charlie's really good at being personable in those situations with the debate. He can do that, and he would speak eloquently and well enough. And, when you speak like that, people think you have intelligence. It's true, right? It's almost like if someone in America specifically, if somebody has an accent, you'd be amazed at how many people actually think that because they have an accent, usually British, that they're smarter, because that's the way that we societally have portrayed people who are from Britain as being more intelligent, higher educated. There's class, there's posh, right? There's style, there's grace, there's wit. Things we don't have here, but they have over there. And they're just as retarded as we are over here. So it's like, but again, it's this idea. Everything is a manufactured idea. It's all a perception, not a reality. But in the digital age and social media age, none of that fucking matters. People still think Sargon of Akkad is smart. When Gamergate started, he was sitting at home smoking weed all the time and trying to like work on a crowdfunded video game. And then and then he just started talking about fucking feminists and SJWs, but he did it with a British accent, and he was always online. That's the other thing too, the consistency. And then people were like, oh wow, yeah, he gets it. But he was just repeating back the same thing that everyone else was saying, myself included. None of us were really smart about it. We were just fucking reacting as everyone else does in these scenarios. Anyway. So Fuentes, Kirk, personality, charisma. Fuentes has the groypers. And there's probably a lot, I would argue in some ways, probably more of them overall than what Kirk had with TPUSA. Because the groypers are people who live online. And there's a lot of people who live online. And I think that, and just as of a couple weeks ago, Fuentes was calling out Charlie Kirk. And even Laura Loomer was calling out Charlie Kirk. And all of this infighting that was happening. And that has a lot to do with the fact that Charlie Kirk understood that in order to really win the hearts and minds of the young white male in America, you almost have to be hate-filled at this point. Which is sad. Because again, the biggest thing hurting the young white male demographic in this country and it has for the past a decade and a half, 2 decades, has been isolation through lack of opportunity. Whether that is manufacturing jobs, construction jobs, education, romantic partners, things along those lines, there's been a lot of that isolation. And if you want my honest take on it, 10 years ago or so, when we had that massive push from the far left about how white men are the problem, are the reasons we have so many problems. And don't get me wrong, we are. Okay, we done goofed a lot. But they were looking at it through the lens of being more of encompassing an entire group of people, racist, and blaming them for everything. And when you've got a 17-year-old, 18-year-old kid that's coming out of high school and doesn't know what he wants to do, all the jobs in his town dried up because the plants closed due to the companies getting tax breaks to move them overseas, and he's frustrated because his opportunities are minimal. His options are minimal. And he goes online and he reads all these headlines about how he's the bad guy, how young white men are the bad guys. Eventually, it's going to make him look for an alternative. And that was one of the key things that Milo Yiannopoulos was really good at during Gamergate. The motherfucker was a Pied Piper. And he was great at it. All right? Like, he was absolutely great at it. He came on in. He was funny. He's British. Go back to what I fucking said. He could talk fast. He was witty. And you know what he did? He told them they weren't the problem. It was the feminists. It was the women. It was the gays. It was, all the people on the left. And he's not entirely wrong. That's the other part of that works, right? Is you take something that has a basis in reality and you ramp it the fuck up. And from there, he went around and he was doing all of his stuff, all while being funded by Breitbart pushing the culture war nonsense left and right. Milo then, not even writing his own articles, hiring ghostwriters to do it, pushing all of that ideas about who he was and what he was able to do and his intelligence level. And all of it was an act. It was an op. And it was really good. And it worked far too well. It worked far too fucking well. And that's kind of where we find ourselves right now. Charlie Kirk is dead. He ain't coming back. He's got an organization that's got millions of dollars in the bank, nationwide chapters and colleges and maybe some high schools and shit. And the key thing is that people saw the murder, right? They saw it in 4K. And a lot of normies saw it in 4K. And a lot of these normies don't spend that much time on the internet. They don't know the internet. They don't see this shit. They didn't go to Live Leak. They didn't fucking, watch the shit coming out of Gaza, the shit that came out of Iraq, the shit that comes out of parts of the world where life is very fucking minimally cherished. You know what I'm saying? These are the people that have not grown up with the internet in the sense of looking at it and being shocked and awed by it. I'm desensitized to the shit that I see. The thing that got me, that finally pushed me away from looking at that stuff, was when I saw two cartel guys behead a woman with a machete and the sound the machete made when they hit the woman in the neck. That got me. That was what pushed me over. But it didn't push me to saying we need stronger borders and fuck the Mexicans. It just was okay, I've seen this is my limit. That's Jesus fucking Christ. And even yesterday I saw a dead body on the street. Paramedics couldn't revive a guy. He was on his front lawn and they covered him with a sheet, but it was they only covered up his head and torso. His legs were still sticking out the bottom. Right? That was real. That was right there. I just drove past it, looked over. It's holy shit. But these normies, man, they don't fucking see the same shit. They don't know about the depths of the internet. They don't go looking at the depths of the internet. But these younger kids, they fucking know it. But the older normies, they don't fucking know it. So I've seen all these comments from people, right? Like there's like a rise in like Christianity, a rise in godly love, a rise in all this. It's fucking fleeting. Religion is dying in this country. It's not dead. It's not going to be dead for a long time, but there's nowhere for it to go that's up. Church attendance is down. Fewer and fewer people are identifying as Christians. Yes, we are still a Christian majority nation, but there are fewer and fewer people that are openly identifying as it. Organized religion's taking a hit, as it fucking should. I have nothing against spirituality. Be as spiritual as you want to be. Cool. But the moment it gets organized and you start having to go and pay tithing and you get fucking tax write-offs and all that shit, fuck that. It's about the money. Mega churches shouldn't fucking exist. Why? It's about the money. Yeah, Miss Me here says, I had a friend show me a beheading video and he was laughing. Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. Stephen Fry predates Milo. Yeah, but not in America. Not with college kids. That's what I'm talking about. Stephen Fry also is like, you know, he's very smart. But I mean, I'm talking like, but Stephen Fry will speak to anybody and his intentions are good. Milo's intentions are for one side. Jarbology is the worst mega church. I don't make any fucking money, so there's none of that. But I wouldn't mind having my own private plane. I'm just saying. Where would I go? I don't know. Fucking Hawaii. Oh no, I'm going there this week. Yeah. Couple more days and then I'm going to Hawaii. Taking my family. Looking forward to it. Anyway. Money, right? It's all money. So Turning Point had to make a choice in the wake of everything. Because you had people like Ben Shapiro saying that they were going to carry on Charlie's message. Right? Okay, Ben Shapiro has the fucking personality of a rotting potato. The only reason why people like him is because he talks fast, and that's another way to denote intelligence. And he's really good at debates at colleges, again, against doe-eyed 18-year-old kids. It's not hard to own the children. You know. So there's that. It's a lot of the same nonsense. It's a lot of the same indoctrination through heavily edited viral videos. But Ben Shapiro wanted in. You know, there were talks about Fuentes making a play. Candace Owens making a play. Not to take over TPUSA, but to get that audience. Because now what you've got is basically the same thing that happened once Rush Limbaugh died. Who's going to take his place? Where is everyone going to go? Okay, Trumpism will never move past Trump, meaning it can never be inherited or, you know, or be used by anybody else. Like once Trump dies, MAGA dies. It's a slower death, but it's true. Once you cut the head off the snake, the body will fall. No one can control it the way he does. And this is proven time and time again with people who he endorses to run for office. They fucking lose. People will turn up to vote for him, but that's it. Right? That's been proven. So you're not going to get any, you know, J.D. Vance ain't going to lead it. Barron is in college. No one gives a shit about Barron. All right? It's like once Trump dies, and it ain't looking good. He's getting worse and worse and worse. Oh my God, that Tylenol thing today was terrible. It's done. It will just take some time. So what that means is, and I think people know this, which is why the Charlie Kirk thing is going to be so interesting. Because Charlie Kirk, if I had to say, and I've learned more about Charlie Kirk in the last week and a half than I'd ever given a shit about this guy. But if I had to say anyone who was heir apparent for taking over MAGA once Trump goes, it would have been Charlie Kirk. He had been doing the groundwork for years. He had built up enough of credibility amongst the right. He had the celebrity status with the youth. He was well-spoken and, you know, and all that stuff, at least for the debate stuff. And he knew how to hold his own, and he knew how to hold events, and he knew how to get people galvanized. He knew how to do it. He would be the person to take over. He's young. He'd be able to get like the normies would be okay, fine. He'd be able to do it. Now he's not able to do it. So what do? They put his wife in charge. Right? Like they put his wife in charge. Now, just a couple weeks ago, when Taylor Swift got engaged, Charlie was saying like, all right, Taylor, you better submit to your husband. You're not in charge anymore. And that's a joke, obviously, but it's the way he truly felt about that, because his wife would have been subject to him. He would have been the one in charge. And he told his trad religious audience the same kind of stuff. The man of the house, he controls everything. Well, now she does. And I really want the people listening to this, and I know there's not many because this channel's dead, but I want people listening to this to ask themselves, whether it's right now or in the replay, whatever the fuck, and let me know, do you honestly think that the legions of young white men who idolized Charlie Kirk for his views that he held, especially on religion and the traditional nature of it, are going to look at Erica Kirk and think, this is the lady to guide us on our path? Because if you think so, I think you're wrong. Because she's not strong enough to do it. And she doesn't have the personality, the charisma, the chutzpah, anything. She doesn't got the moxie to do it. She just doesn't. She simply doesn't. You know who does? Fuentes. Not Candace Owens, because Candace is out for her, and that's pretty obvious. Tucker Carlson, he's out for himself. I mean, for fucking Jesus Christ. He went at yesterday's memorial, he more or less like blamed the Jews for killing Charlie Kirk. I mean, he basically did. He tried to compare Kirk to Christ, but who killed Christ? In the eyes of the Christians, it sure as fucking the Romans who did it. Nope, it's the Jews who condemned him. So, I mean, like, because it's all a game to Tucker. He doesn't give a shit. He's a fucking nihilist. Candace wants power and money. Fuentes is the true-ass believer. Kirk was a true-ass believer. Trump isn't a true believer. Vance, nobody likes. You know what I mean? Like Benny Johnson, everyone knows is a Russian sellout. All of the people in that ecosystem, in that sphere, they don't have the power to do it. They don't have the ability to lead like that. And they won't follow her because she's a chick. And what's going to happen is that give it a little bit of time, because there's always going to be like the aftermath mourning period of everything. But give it a little bit of time and you'll look at all of that and you'll go like, yeah, there's going to be a lot of infighting, and it's already starting to show it. Right now, everyone's in that we got to speak good of Charlie. All right, we can't fucking put the daggers away. Okay, put the daggers away, everybody. We got to be good. All right, we got to be grand. We got to be great. We got to do all this shit. Okay, and then after that, and then they give it a little bit of time before the knives come back out and they start stabby each other. Now, I wanna address something that I heard yesterday on or not yesterday, on Saturday. Well, I heard it yesterday, but it happened on Saturday in Medicare's stream. Yeah, what the fuck was that shit? What the fuck was that shit? Two things. One, he sat there and said that we are at the beginning of a next renaissance in America. No, we're not. There's no mechanism for any of that shit to happen. Period. Jim's living in some weird idealistic fantasy world if he believes that. Again, I understand that he is in a precarious position due to his health, which is probably something that brought on the whole like return to Christ sort of thing. But the way I view that is if you're going to sit there and do the whole like deathbed repentance shit and you still got some time and you want to try to make good on who you are as a man, he said he wanted to be more like Charlie, wanted to be more like a good Christian, which Charlie wasn't. You know, again, bigoted, racist piece of shit. You know, I would argue that maybe some of the people that Jim hurt might be owed an apology. If you're truly wanting to believe that. And I would hope that he would be if he's going to say it. I think he is if he's saying it. Okay, let me just be clear on that one. I'm not trying to indicate that Jim's lying, but Jim is dying. And there are, you know, the bargains that happen in those moments. I used to be Christian. I don't trust religion because most of it's done out of fear, not compassion. It's done out of hoping to get something, not because you love something. And that's what that sounded like to me when I listened to that clip. It was this idea that he wants to be closer to God before the end. Okay. But God preached love, caring, empathy, kindness, forgiveness, all of these things. And until I see something like that, truly see something like that, and I know he's capable of it, by the way, I don't believe it. I don't buy it. I'm not going to give into it. And that's how I view most people on that situation. I simply don't look at it the same way. Maybe I'm cynical. Maybe I'm apathetic, which is odd because I'm actually a wildly empathetic person. And so I empathize with the position he finds himself in, but I listened to what he was talking about and I was rolling my eyes because it doesn't reflect reality. It doesn't reflect reality. It reflects terminally online people that are just watching the world through that lens rather than actually looking at the world for what it will do. That's how I view it. And so when I look at Turning Point, I look at it through the same lens. It's the idea there of like in this moment of shock, you get certain things, right? Your perspective might shift momentarily. And that's natural. It's common. People don't know what to do. But if you're going to sit there and use religion, which is what people like Charlie Kirk did, and you're going to use that as a way to be a cudgel against other people, thou shalt not judge lest ye be judged first, motherfuckers. It's hypocrisy at its fucking finest. And there's no other way to describe it. Anyway. Fucking shit. Have I been talking for like an hour and 10 minutes basically about this shit? Hopefully. Fuck. All right. A couple supers here to get to. H-Barts says the real air is echoes of faith. Ooh, deep cut. There are some rumblings happening with the echoes of faith community. You know, and everything else. Yeah, that's the whole thing. Basically, I'm not going to go into it. It's stupid. I do want to know what there's a guy named I'm not going to get into it. It's really stupid. Anyway, thank you though. Also H-Barts. Erica getting pyro was odd, and Trump saying he disagreed with Kirk on disagreeing with opponents, saying he wished his opponents not well. Yeah, that was the other thing too. Right? Erica gets up there and she's all like wiping away the tears. Yeah, I forgive him. That's what Charlie would have wanted. Okay, bullshit, but whatever. And then Trump's like, you know, he's out there saying forgiveness. I hate my enemies. I wish them nothing but punishment. That's what I'm talking about. You get the president of the United States acting like fucking Vince McMahon before a goddamn bout. And it's just the stupidest shit. And Stephen Miller gets up there and starts just pushing all this bullshit. All of these things. It's just so fucking funny to me. How utterly captivated people are by retards. You know? It's true. It's how utterly captivated people are by retards. You know, and so again, we got like fucking 3 more years of this shit. So buckle up, Buttercup. You know what I mean? Also, H bars here. Where would we be right now if I don't know what would have happened if Donald Trump would have gotten assassinated last year. To be fair, I don't want to know. I don't want Trump to be dead. I want him gone. I want him out of the public eye. I want him to just fuck off to Mar-a-Lago and to never, ever, 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 ever be on television ever the fuck again. I never want to hear his voice ever the fuck again. I just don't want to see him. I'm completely done with him. And if you weren't paying attention, by the way, to just like what the fuck was going on just today. All right. Like Trump is a moron. His brain is fucking gone. It's just, he is absolutely gone. Like he went after Tylenol today saying that Tylenol causes autism. Because RFK Jr. is out there, you know, like getting info from the brainworm. Probably because RFK Jr. had a dream while he was on the brainworms about Tylenol being the enemy. And then they wanted to go do all that, you know? It's so stupid. And then he's just like, he can't even say acetaminophen. Yeah, he couldn't even say fucking acetaminophen. Michael here says should be sued by Johnson & Johnson. I think Tylenol is going to fucking take his ass to court. Adderall addicts and overdosing probably melted his brain. It's old age is what it is. Even if I recall, like even his dad, Fred Trump, was like by the end was showing signs of dementia and like no one gave a shit. You know, I heard that somewhere. I don't recall. Music Man says, I saw Trump's lovely makeup and how literate he is. Fuck, I thought I couldn't sound out words. Yeah. It's pretty bad. We was Romans and shit. There we go. Do we know what you know, Matt? Yeah, there you go. Fucking Enosh. No one in Trump's team is qualified to wipe my arse. Yeah, I'd say that is kind of a factual thing. But again, everything Trump is doing, the people around him are just, they're going to do what they want to do. And he's not going to stop them because he doesn't care. Like, the thing with Trump is that, like, he doesn't actually govern. He does everything through executive orders. I've told a lot of people this, and I'll tell you guys this too. Because so much stuff is done through executive order, which doesn't make anything law, right? It doesn't do anything, really. Outside of like giving some people the opportunity to kind of act on some shit, but there are like limitations to executive orders. And so whoever becomes the next Democratic president, which if the polling right now holds, I mean, we're talking in 2028, the Democrats will have the House, the Senate, and the fucking presidency. And then fuck, dude, like all bets are off on that one. You know, the Supreme Court will probably still be conservative, but I mean, still a lot can be done. And what you're going to see is like a lot. Like people are absolutely looking at this now and going, yeah, I know Trump is definitely fucking up. Like the economy is shit. The economy is not doing well. And unemployment's going to get higher, especially after this Charlie Kirk thing, because, you know, hey, all these cancel Karens, right? And so that's going to put more of a strain on the government that's already looming towards a shutdown. And as I told people, I've been saying this since the election, it's going to have to hurt for people to remember, right? It's going to have to leave a mark. And the thing with that is, though, is that it's going to hurt the people in the red states and the swing states more than it's going to hurt the people in the blue states, because the people in the blue states in general, largely tend to fund most of the government because of how prosperous those states are. And the red states aren't. And gee, you got to kind of wonder why. Let's see. talk about the Charlie Kirk circle jerk around his coffin? What is? I don't know what you're talking about. I mean, I've been talking about Charlie Kirk for the last almost hour and a half, so there's that. Jess says here, again, I will not reinstate my accounts until Sinclair and Disney actually make it a statement of apology for trying to silence people. Yeah, I mean, I did cancel my Disney Plus and Hulu, and I'm probably gonna hold off until next year. I'm not gonna rush right back. My kids can watch Netflix. I can get anything else I need. I have a lot of other stuff. We're fine. The MAGA trials are coming, not for a while. And probably not at all. You know, I say that because we still haven't even fully had the conversation about how J6 was a domestic terror attack. Conservatives want to make it go away because it makes them look bad. And they don't want to believe that they've done anything. And so they just don't want to acknowledge it. In a fucking goddamn functional and healthy society, we would have looked at everything involving January 6th and been like, yeah, this is pretty bad. In the days right after, absolutely, everyone was on the same page until it got politicized. Right? Until it got politicized. And that's where I put a lot of fucking anger at Merrick Garland about that, because that dipshit fucking, like, yeah, he got 1,000 convictions, but they fucking, you know, they drug their feet on going after Trump. And that's the problem with Trump, is he's got the money to defend himself, and he's got the money to tie it up in court, and he's got the money to make sure it doesn't ever go anywhere. Anyway, H Parts for 5, thank you, says, if Trump could, he would use Kirk's death as a Reichstag fire moment, which caused Hitler to gain all the power. I don't think so. I don't think they're smart enough to do that. And I don't think it would have to be something worse than that for it to really work, right? Like, it would have to be like, okay, now Trump did designate Antifa as a domestic terror group, but how do you determine someone's Antifa? There's no central government or leadership. There's no website. There's no pamphlet. There's no meetings. There's no, you know, there's really nothing with Antifa that you'll be able to honestly use, because there's just nothing there, you know? Like, so the only thing they're really going to be able to do at that point, most likely, is try to then determine that somebody is Antifa by just going like, have you been critical against the president? Yes. Like, I would, yeah. Yes, I've been critical against the president. Okay, like, if I checked your social media profile, are we going to find a lot of shit about the president? Yeah, you probably are. You know, and all that crap, but it's all like, are you Antifa? Fuck no. Fuck Antifa. Like, I'm definitely anti-fascist, but I don't like Antifa either. I don't believe that civil disobedience does what people think it does. I think civil disobedience is a thing that people jack off to. The idea of that, oh, I gotta fucking go straight shit. Oh, you know, it's stupid. It's so stupid. Like the Chaz or Chop thing here in Seattle a number of years ago was one of the dumbest things I'd ever fucking seen. And even then, when they had the No Kings protest, you had the like Antifa come out, Black Bloc come out after the fact and like be douchebags. Like, fucking stop it. Fucking stop it. It doesn't do anything. There's no reason to be civilly disobedient over that shit. Now, I do agree with the Tucker Carlson clip about how if they do go after free speech and they do tell you what to do and they do tell you what to think and they do tell you what to watch, then yeah, at that point, civil disobedience is going to be justifiable. And that's like mass protests, like mass marching, mass protests. At that point in time, people should just stop going to work. I mean, really, I don't know what else to do besides outright shutting everything down. Shutting down commerce, shutting down, you know, everything. Right? It's not even like a walkout or a sit-in. It's just a stay home. Don't go to work that day. All right, what the fuck's the point? Right? What the fuck's the point? If there's no air traffic controllers, no planes go anywhere. If there's no dock masters or people at the shipping yards, no cargo moves. If there's no cops, no crimes get fucking fixed. If no one's driving, there's no traffic, therefore no accidents, right? I'm just saying, it's like otherwise, like there's no other way for civil disobedience other than sitting down and not going anywhere. And he's like, all right, here's what we're doing. This is what's going to fucking happen until they figure it the fuck out. But even that's one of those things that will never, ever, ever happen. Well, Michael, here's the thing. Here's the thing is you arresting people that are rioting. It's hard to do that because not everybody is rioting. And usually the amount of people that are there do overwhelm the amount of police that are available. That would be unless calling in the National Guard. But then that does also kind of exacerbate things by bringing in a military force. The thing to do, all things considered, is probably institute a curfew after 6 p.m. or something. So let people who want to protest in the daytime get the protest out of the way. And then after that, anyone who tries to come on in and start the riots, you get it before anything really takes off. Like you have to find a way to separate the protesters from the rioters in these situations. Because what happens is you get the rioters that merge in with the protesters, cause a lot of the problems, and then it makes it look like everybody is acting like that. And in many ways, it does end up like that because what you get is mob mentality. The energy shifts and people kind of lose their fucking mind. So the smart play would be to find a way to separate the two groups, not let them interact with each other, and shut it down. And like as quickly as humanly possible, with as minimal arrests as humanly possible. But, you know, let them get it out of their system for the day and then just really lock down the streets at night. Like that would probably be the most like domestically humane way to do it. But you also have outside agitators that come on in. So it's kind of crazy. When you don't pay your mortgage, the bank wins. I mean, yeah, that's true. Benjamin is already doing this since he's unemployable. I mean, like, you know, I have a mortgage and I got kids and I want to make sure my bills are paid. But I don't know. I mean, at some point in time, it's like, what else do you do? H. Bart's here says, if Trump actually tried to take over, do you think the citizens would rise up or let it happen? I think it would have to happen in waves, right? And that's kind of what he's testing with DC. Because like outside of Washington, DC, like no one gives a shit about Washington, DC. And so he's like, but that's the only place where he has the control to be able to do that. Otherwise, he doesn't have any control. He can't make it happen. You know, because like if he tried to take over, well, where would he take over? It sure as fuck wouldn't be the goddamn liberal states, right? Sure as fuck wouldn't happen there. You know, if like, let's say, you know, maybe Texas, Missouri, Alabama, Tennessee, Louisiana, Kentucky, Virginia, West Virginia, Georgia, Florida. Yeah, I mean, I could see him like doing it in the South because the South love to be subjugated. My God, do they love to be fucking subjugated. The people down in those states, man, they fucking, oh God, they're the people that truly believe that they voted for Trump, therefore one day they will be like Trump. They believe the old lie from conservatives about that, where conservatives say like, well, you know, if you vote for me, one day you'll be like me. Bull fucking shit. That's the greatest lie the devil ever fucking told you. It's not convincing the world he doesn't exist. It's fucking telling you that if you act like him, you will be like him. You'll get the power. You'll get the fame. You'll get everything. You don't get fucking shit. Yeah, separation is fine. I think separation would work out. It's the most fucking ethical way to do it. You know, Trump already has a fascist government in place. It's just poorly done. I mean, like they're testing the limits of their authority. Okay. Like go back and look at fucking what's it called? Jurassic Park, right? In Jurassic Park, there's that whole line in there about how the raptors are are testing the fences, right? The raptors are testing the fences. And they're not going to test the same place twice. You know? And so as a result of that, like that's kind of more or less where we are. They're testing the defenses. And if something can work and they can get a bit of play, they're going to do it. If something doesn't work, they're going to move on to something else. Remember, they were talking about like, hey, annexing Canada, that's dead in the water. Annexing Greenland, that's dead in the water, right? Like all that shit was just a distraction for Doge to go and do its thing. And Doge has largely been a fucking massive failure, like a massive fucking failure. Hell, I want people here who are even pro-Trump to go, what's his policy? What legislation is he trying to actually get through? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's where it is. What legislation is he trying to pass? Where is he trying to take the country in a good way that's going to be done through the House and the Senate and the executive branch? You know, all three branches of government that they have control over. They can get shit through, but they don't have policy. They don't have any of it. And that's why they can never talk about it. You ask a Trumper, well, what policy do you like? Oh, I don't like immigration. It's not a policy, my dude. I don't like abortion, and not policy either. It's all fucking hyperbole. It's all nonsense. Rational here for 2. Thank you, buddy. He says TikTok will become like Truth Social soon. Yeah, that will, definitely. I agree that TikTok will become Truth Social soon. So what's going on with that is Trump is working a deal with President Xi to let them still basically like develop the app, but the algorithm for the American side of it will be handled by Oracle. So like Larry Ellison, Peter Thiel from Palantir, you know, and basically anyone out there giving him money. And what they're going to do is they're going to change the algorithm, which is what they want, by the way. They want the TikTok algorithm because it's very effective. And the TikTok algorithm is going to start pushing things that are going to be either pro-Trump, pro-conservative, or they're going to start minimizing pro-left-leaning accounts. And if you've been noticing right now on YouTube, probably maybe some of your favorite creators have come out and made videos talking about how YouTube is like de-incentivizing them and demonetizing them. Their videos aren't getting viewed. Everything is going down. Yes, there was definitely an algorithm change, but YouTube has also been heavily pushing towards mobile video, which would be vertical. That's what they've been wanting. They want the TikTokification of YouTube is what they want. And it's almost there. So that's what's going to happen with that. Miss Me here says, America will get past this, right? You guys have been through worse. Yeah, we're going to get past it. It's going to take a lot of time. And certain people are going to have to, you know, pass away naturally in order for that to happen, right? Like time is going to have to take its course for that to happen. Music Man here says, are the left to blame for cancel culture we have? And that has expanded and the right are using the playbook of, I mean, the left definitely, like parts of the left. I don't want to say all the left and I don't want to say all the right, okay? It's hard to do that when you're trying to talk in shorthand. But the thing about the left is that, the left very much pushed a lot of, it's not even cancel culture as much as it's social control, right? You can't say certain words. You can't say certain things. You can't have certain thoughts. If you make edgy jokes, you get canceled. I mean, but the conservatives are doing the exact same thing now. So it's literally just the horseshoe theory in real time. And it's all stupid. It's all retarded and they shouldn't do it. But people are like, no, it's my side doing it, so it's okay. No, it's never okay. It's never okay. It's never okay to get somebody fired for not having the same opinion as you. Okay, like it's not okay to silence speech. All right, I got mad and I flagged some people and I lost everything. Okay, was it right for me to do? No. Was the punishment way worse than the crime? Yes, because no one ever got fucking silenced. But it doesn't even really matter because the point was I was still angry and stupid and let my emotions get the better of me rather than thinking rationally. And that is kind of where a lot of people are. Because people don't think rationally because they're never taught to think rationally. They're taught to react. They are taught to look at things through a rapidly changing lens and pick a direction and go with it. And if you change your mind, you are clearly wrong. And so the left has very much overplayed their hand which then the right was able to more or less reverse Uno and do the same thing. And then if you call that out, they'll be like, yeah, but the left did it. So they're able to deflect the hypocrisy card. And they're kind of, and I don't want to say that they're right to, but but it works. And that's the problem. But the thing you have to remember here, though, essentially is that there's only one group that's wanting to take away rights, and that is the right wing. The left wing, they're dicks. Okay, they're dicks. They're bitches. They're pussies. Okay, they're feckless. They're cowards. All right, like they don't want it. They don't want conflict. Okay, and so that's where a lot of it's coming from. The right wing doesn't give a shit. They're going to do what they want because they want the power. And to be fair, so does the left. It's weird. It's hard to kind of lock it down. It's horseshoe theory. Just like look that up, right? Let's see here. I know Angelica Ross is having problems social media wise. She is left. I don't know who that is. I don't know what's going on. Jess here says all these short form videos are making people have ADHD. They already had ADHD, but it's our attention spans are shot to shit. And to be fair, here's the thing right now, out of curiosity, if you are watching this on your phone, press 1 in the chat, right? Like, I guarantee we're probably going to see a number of people doing it. Let's see. There are 7 right-wing commentary YouTubers to left-wing. I mean, to one left-wing. I don't know about that, but I mean, listen, I've said multiple times. I've said if I wanted to come out, if I wanted to get back into this shit, right? If I wanted to make a lot of money, and I'm saying this even right now openly, and this I could still do it. I could sit there and be like, yeah, I'm going to say Trump is right. Trump is great. Trump is good. That, you know, he's the greatest thing that's ever happened to America. I was totally wrong. I denounced the left. They're all a bunch of pedophile cocksuckers or whatever the fuck it is. And then people would flock here and like just flood me with money. Yay, you came over. You got back to your senses. Mundane Matt is back. Yay. Right. All that. They would do it in a heartbeat. And that's the thing. That grift, naming it right now doesn't change the fact that it could still happen. It doesn't matter at all. Yeah, a lot of you guys are on your fucking phones. Donald J. Jarbo. Yeah, there we go. Benjamin. Here's the thing with that dude. No one really gives a shit about trans people. I hate to break it to you. It's such a non-issue. It really is. But I will give, and this will get me in trouble, but here's my thing. Generally speaking, no one gives a shit about trans people. Like in general, like live your life, do your thing. The issue people have is sports, because sports has always been based on the binary. Okay, men's sports, women's sports, they never really cross over. And in the instance of trans athletes, I think the biggest problem was that the people that are active in those communities, the people that dedicate that work to hone their craft to become the best, or at least to participate in those sports and those experiences, were never asked what their thoughts were. I really do feel that a lot of the animosity simply comes from people who were never, ever, ever asked what they think about it. Because in many instances, if they said, I'm uncomfortable with this, then they would be labeled something that they're most likely not. And I was having conversations about this with left-leaning people the other day, and they said they agreed with me when I brought it up. And I'm like, I think the fact that people felt it was forced upon them is what made them have some animosity towards it. And if it wasn't being forced on them, they wouldn't care as much. Right? And it's like, look at girls are in the Scouts now. No one cares. No one cares. Girls can be Scouts. Boys can be Scouts. Everyone can be Scouts. No one gives a shit. Because it wasn't treated as anything that was different. It was just, okay, yeah, we want to open it up. We want to expand it to more people. But if there was a big contingent of people that were like, I don't want no girls in my Scouts, right? Like you could see there being some issues with that. And I think there are people who were like that. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it was a unanimous, like, oh, but again, it's like, it's happened and the Scouts have been okay. You can have trans athletes in sports and people are going to be okay. But I do think it does require a conversation with people to hear concerns and answer questions. And I think the biggest problem that the left has when it comes to trans issues is that they were cramming them through when they should exist anyway. I'm not trying to say that they shouldn't exist, but a lot of people are just, they find it to be something that is different. And that difference is something that takes time to get used to. We only legalized gay marriage 12 years ago. Okay? Right? Like, people take time to change. But when you've got this, like, what feels like a concerted effort from one party trying to push this change on other people without first asking them their thoughts or opinions on it, to at least have a dialogue to explain, like, yeah, if, this trans athlete wants to play, okay, right? If it's an issue of bathrooms, I personally think that we should do away with men and women's bathrooms and make everything unisex, but have everyone get their own individual stall. Make it so everyone has access to the same, but we have the privacy. And I think that's a big factor, is privacy, right? Like, you've got these things that are going to be something that people have to kind of come to terms with. But you also have to kind of, in some ways, handle it with kid gloves. And the left doesn't do that. If you say the wrong thing, if you comment on someone, you get a lot of the, like, if I God, it happens so many times. When I was critical of like Brianna Wu, I'd get called a transphobe. Like, I don't give a shit that she's trans. She sucks as a human. Move past the gender, get right down into the soul of Brianna Wu. And she sucks. But I'm still calling her a she because that's what she wants to be called, and I'm fine with that. I don't give a fuck. None of it matters to me. But she sucks. That's what matters to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's all it is, man. People are fucking afraid of that shit. They're afraid. I think in many ways, the left are afraid of telling far lefties to shut the fuck up. Okay? I think a lot of people are saying that. A lot of people fucking shut the fuck up. It needs to be said collectively across the aisle. You know what I'm saying? It's all like the people that are just like, fuck Israel. Shut the fuck up, dude. How about fuck the people going after the Palestinians? Not everyone in Israel is for it. Okay. So shut the fuck up. That's what I'm saying. Shit like that. Keji here says, in a way, I guess the same for me, as I was banned for Reddit for essentially speaking my mind against my hometown and other things. And those that hear it don't want to acknowledge it as truth. I mean, look, man, there's your truth, their truth, and then the truth. But yeah, I get what you're saying. It's like people have trouble acknowledging and understanding other people's opinions. And that's the biggest problem with where we are. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people base their opinions around their identity, right? And that's true. Their opinions become their identity. Just like many people on the left that are part of the LGBTQ community, they turn their entire sexuality into their identity. So much so that there's even a group right now called the LGB group that's trying to get rid of, like, trans and queer by just going lesbian, gay, bi. And, like, we are a sexuality, not a gender identity. Although queer would fall into that gender identity, into sexuality, I think, right? So it's like this big thing right now even happening on that sort of thing, because people just can't fucking agree on what to call it. Because when you figure, like, 20 years ago it was LGBT, okay, lesbian, gay, bisexual, trans, or transgender, or transsexual, or transvestite, whatever it was. Okay, back then. And then they go, oh, well, let's add a Q for queer. Well, wait, hold on. Isn't the whole thing a spectrum of queer? Queer means weird, right? Like, and that's just the whatever, but not that they are. But in this particular case, isn't that just like, you're going like, it's an identifiable for everybody? Is to be part of the queer community is to be LGBT? So now you're queer? Okay. And then you get, like, two-spirit? The fuck? Okay. Pansexual? What is pansexual? Oh, you're attracted to anybody, regardless of gender. So you're not bisexual. You're bisexual on steroids, essentially, right? It's just, here's what it boils down to. People want to feel special. And this goes across the board. Left, right, center, whatever. People want to feel special. So they turn to their identity, be it gender, sexuality, political, religious, and they want to find their tribe, and they want to feel accepted, and they want to feel important. And so then in those echo chambers, because division, or I should say, contradiction or conversation or pushback or whatever isn't normally allowed, you get these more like stringent ideologies that emerge from all that. When in reality, a lot of those people just need to shut the fuck up. They just need to shut the fuck up. All right, like, take a second, pull back, look at the big picture, and ask yourself, am I the dick? And the answer to that is usually yes. Rational here for 2 thank yous. Says, opinion on celebrity together for Palestine concert. I don't know much about it. I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it. It's been 2 years of that shit going on. And, you know, like, you've got a lot of people who are dead and a lot more people who are going to be dead. And there's got to be some way to push back on fucking Netanyahu from just, genocide. And then going in there with fucking American bulldozers and putting up a goddamn Trump Tower. So, yeah, I'm down for whatever they're going to do with that shit. Okay. Let's see. Michael here says they're trying to one-up each other and how special and unique they are. That's the snowflake aspect of it, right? That's the whole thing. Everybody wants to be special. And I hate to break it to you. I really do hate to break it to you guys, but everybody is special in their own way. But that doesn't mean that we're better than other people. Okay? Like, it doesn't mean that we're better than other people. It just means that we're all special. We all have our own unique skill set. We all have our own unique perspectives. We all have our own unique experiences. We're never going to fully agree on everything, but we should be able to agree on what's best for everybody. But the thing is, though, again, is like, where is the big divide coming from? And that is the people who have the fucking money, and the people that have the money push the agendas through their particular methods of delivery. You know, like Elon bought fucking Twitter 2 years ago, 3 years ago. It sucks. Like, it's terrible. Like, interaction on Twitter is down. Bots are way up, even though he said he was going to get rid of the bots. He never did. That sounds very communistic and socialist of me. That's fine. That's fine. So it's just all I'm saying on that shit, man. That's all I'm saying. It's just like, let's see. Miss Me says here, people who turn their movie preferences in their whole identity as well. Yeah, there was a guy here earlier named Donovan who's done that. He had a Superman logo. Gee, I wonder what movie he loves. Let's see. Kennedy here says, okay, hold on. I'd rather be a dick than commit to this diluted gender challenge BS. I had enough of seeing that in person yesterday at college. Plus, I would know what I am and would continue to be until I die, that being a man, instead of committing this ridiculous nonsense of going on across the country. What are you talking about? Like, are you talking about people like who identify as... I think there's like a... I don't know the answer. I don't know necessarily what you're trying to say. I don't necessarily have it. I don't know if I have an answer for that or whatever. I think people are who they are and who they want to be. I do think some people are influenced by like the culture around them. It's like it's like, look at a goth kid. Okay. Is a goth kid by choice? Or did they just fall in with the other outcasts at school who fell in with other outcasts when they were just kind of unsure about who they are? Are they goth their entire life, or do they eventually grow out of it, or whatever? You know what I mean? A lot of the stuff that happens when you're younger is all about trying to find your tribe, trying to find your people, trying to find where you fit in. That's really about it. And a lot of people don't have a lot of security, very insecure people out there. And why are they insecure? Because of social media. I especially look at Instagram when it comes to women, right? Completely unrealistic beauty standards, completely unrealistic ways of living your life. TikTok is very similar to the same kind of thing. I mean, it's like, I think it's ridiculous that people get like that. I think you have people that, I've known more than a couple people that were just kind of like outcasts and, unsure of their sexuality. And so they experimented a little bit, realized, no, I'm straight, but they experimented. And I think experimentation safely is fine. Let's see. Gesture says, I'm in the geek tribe and I miss having geek chat. Well, I mean, what does that even mean though these days? Right? I love talking movies, man, but it's like no one gives a shit anymore unless you're fighting about something. That's the downside. It's like I love talking about movies. I watched like 4 of them last week. I thought about doing full-on podios for. And then I'm like, why spend like the fucking 45 minutes recording it and the hours or whatever putting it together just to get like 5 people watching because it's a movie that I watch that I like, that a lot of other people who would be looking for newer things aren't going to watch, but I don't have the time to go and fucking see new movies. It's tough. By the way, Kino Lorber has got a sale going on right now, and it's like I'm looking at that and going, it's a good thing I'm going out of town because all my money is tied up to that. Like all my money is tied up in that shit right now, so I can't buy shit. I do have the steelbook of the Night of the Living Dead Tom Savini remake coming. What did I think of Weapons, Michael? I got a whole 30-minute episode about that. I loved it, but I got a whole 30-minute episode on Weapons over on $3 Theater, just as an FYI. What is it? Hold on. What the fuck am I getting here? God, I'm like so debating if I want to go to the store to go get chips. Hold on. Oh. Okay. Sorry. I got like an email from work and it was just another driver that had like left their sunglasses. Okay. Yeah, it's up there on the channel, man. I love talking about movies. What did I think of Exist? See, that's the thing, Parallax. I want to talk about that. I really liked it. Did I like the Mandalorian and Grogu trailer? It was okay. To me, it wasn't a finished trailer. Okay. Or get something without carbs. Shut up. Don't fat shame me. I was going to go get baked Lays. They're baked, not fried. But I got the protein shakes and shit. Or I've also got cottage cheese. Aren't I on a diet? No, these are baked Lays, motherfucker. Do I think me and Andy will ever be friends again? Oh, fuck no. Oh, fuck no. Oh, hell no. Goddamn, if I ever went to Tampa and like I ran into him, I would just ask him point blank, like, why did you send jack off videos to women in your audience? Like right there in front of his wife if she was with him. Like, why did you fucking do all that shit? You piece of fucking shit. You cheating scumbag. Fuck that guy. Yeah, Parallax, the 90s Night of the Living Dead is amazing. That's why I bought it. It was like kind of a FOMO. It was like Diabolic DVD had it for like $40. So like with shipping and taxing, it was like $50, but I'm like, I want it. It's like last year I picked up Return of the Living Dead Part 1 on 4K Steelbook. I'd never seen it, but I bought it. I liked it a lot. I liked the back half of the movie quite a bit. First half, I need to watch it again this year. But I thought that it was once you get to the Tarman, fuck, Tarman is so cool. But as for Exists, yes, I really, really liked it. You know what sucks? I'm working on a Bigfoot short story right now. I was working on a Bigfoot short story before I watched Exists. I was working, I had plotted it out. I was in I had plotted it out, and then like I watch Exists. And Exists, like the ending of Exists is like the same, not the same ending as mine. It was similar in like why things happened. But I'm still doing it in this particular case. It's a little different, but I was really pissed off because I was like, fuck. But I thought Exist was really good. I really liked it. I watched the Bigfoot Lost Coast tapes, and I thought those were okay. But Willow Creek, fucking loved Willow Creek, man. So yeah, I like Bigfoot shit. Oh, dude, yeah. Oh, God, yeah. Miss Me? Oh, 100%. Yeah. There was a couple women that he sent jack-off videos to. Like, the video's out there. It's not, you can't see his dick, but the video's out there of him doing it. And, like, he's wearing, like, he's got his Popcorn Planet fucking sticker on the phone, like, looking in the mirror. He's, like, looking in the mirror and, like, watching himself jack off, sending this to people. There's a couple different women. Not like a lot, I don't know. It could be more. I only know, I think of like 1 or 2, but yeah, no, he did. And he tried calling it deepfake. He tried calling it deepfake revenge porn. Like legit. He tried going like, they deepfaked me. They revenge porned me. And they're like, that's really you. Like, that's really you jerking your gherkin right there. Like, that's not deepfake shit. But it's because his audience is never going to do the research on it. Eventually, it's going to come out again that he's a piece of shit. Yeah, no, I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm pretty solid. I'm good on my own. I'm pretty good over here. Yeah, yeah. I've got my two daughters that are awesome. That are so much fun to be with. We went to Ross tonight, and they found a pair of boxing gloves, and then we were like boxing each other, in the halls of Ross, which is pretty fun. And then I found a what is it? I needed a new wallet. My old Star Wars wallet I've had for like 11 years. And I found a TMNT wallet, an old Turtles cartoon show wallet for like $8-9. So like, fuck yeah. So yeah, I hung out with my kids today. We're going to go to Hawaii. It's going to be a blast. But again, I've been with my girlfriend for 17 years. In December, it will be 17 years. So, it's all good. It's all good. I'm fine. I don't need to be friends with that kind of people. I do want like more friends, but it's like, it's hard doing internet stuff. So here's the thing with the internet stuff, right? Internet people feel like they've got to be friends with other internet people because you're part of the same tribe. And that's all it really boils down to, right? So it's like, for example, today I got a message about this one YouTuber in the movie space who kind of got out of it a while back, but he's having a fight with this kid and he's crashing out about it over on fucking Facebook. And this guy is a fucking liar, right? This guy was a massive liar. So I absolutely believe the kid over what the kid is saying, and then it's like the person I talked to about it was like, oh, why is this person and that person still talking to this piece of shit? Well, because it's a tribal thing. Because in the same space, because we occupy the same space, we talk about the same stuff, you kind of feel like you have to do it. Like you have to get to know these people because that's like, for one, maybe a way to grow, or maybe a way to build your audience, or just kind of build your friend group to chat with. And I like most people. I like having conversations with most people. I have no issue with it whatsoever. But, but relationships in the YouTube space don't last because you have conflicting personalities that will always get into it over one thing or another. And again, people don't really like conflict, especially when you're trying to do this shit, which already takes a lot out of you anyway. Also, if I wouldn't have tried making fucking friends on this shit 7 years ago, 8 years ago now, I'd still have my career. Because it was the friend group that I was in that went fucking nuclear and caused all my fucking problems. So I'm not really like, and I'm not going to apologize for who I am or what I say or what I think or what I joke about. I'm not going to do that because I don't care, right? I don't care. Some people they like my personality. They don't like my personality. That's kind of where it's at. I'm 43 years old. I don't give a shit. I think 43 and a half. I don't care. All I care about is that my kids are fed. My kids are happy. They're safe. They're healthy. They have a smile on their face, full bellies, and a warm place to sleep, which they do. And then finally, after 2 years of saving, we're taking them to Hawaii for a long, much needed vacation. I haven't taken a break in over 2 years. I haven't taken a break in 2 years. And it's not even like when I wasn't working, I'd be here streaming, which is also kind of a job because I make money doing it, right? So it's a hobby/job. So it's like I don't take downtime. And now I'm getting ready to embark on the next phase of my life, which is getting into writing. I've written a bunch of short stories. I'm working on more. My goal is to put out one a week for a year. That's the goal I'm working on. Streaming is going to take a backseat to that because I'm in a place with my work where I make enough money doing that to be able to work on shit. And I like doing this, but I also don't want to rely on it for being financially something I have to have. Because then it puts way more pressure on you to do it all the time. And, and you got to keep up with everything. And that gets to be fucking really detrimental after a while because you end up getting in these spaces where you're just like, it's stressful. I don't want to be stressed. I want to sit there. I want to work on little 6,000, 8,000 word short stories. I use a great combination of tools to help me write them. I think they're pretty engaging and pretty interesting. And I look forward to people being able to read them. The key is to find them under the pen name I'm going to be using. Anyway, here's the thing, Jess. I'm using vacation hours for this trip. It took me 2 years to save up 2 weeks. But yeah, I'm using, my vacation hours all right now. I saved up for 2 years. So yes. But I still had to save. I still had to pay for the cruise. I still had to pay for the excursions. I still had to pay for everything else. So you know what I mean? It was a fucking like $8,000 cruise, man. Like it took time to pay off. Father for the year? No, I'm not father of the year. I'm just a normal dad. Any plans to marry? No. Nope, not at all. It's not. It is not something I care about, right? Yeah, Saggy put out a video reacting to the Andy Signore thing. Yeah, that was funny. When she got the Andy Signore video, she called me like right away. I knew about it like right away. Saggy definitely, yeah, she likes all that drama shit. I like interesting stuff, you know what I mean? I like learning stuff. Sign you up for that first book? Yeah, no, thank you, Mo. I think you've listened to some of the shorts that I've done, the longer form ones. The microfiction ones are fun. They just take time. So I'm just more like let's go, on doing like the longer form stuff. I have plans for how I want to market it and how I want to push it. So it's going to be yeah. It's going to be cool. I'm hoping it's going to be okay. So let's see. It's wow, 12:30 right now. Let's see here. VHS Halloween next week. So excited. You've got H-Barts on that train. It ain't hard for you to get H-Barts on anything, but I will be out of town, so I won't be able to watch it till I get back. But I do wanna watch it. Let's see. Did I miss any? Nope, we're good. Okay. Let's see. I mean, you don't have an annual amount or hours that rolled over. No, I have hours that rolled over. I took me 2 years to save up 80 hours of that. I only work 4 days a week, but it's like the hours, we're busier in the summer, it's slower in the winter. Like yesterday, they called me and they're like, hey, we know you have a 5 p.m. start time, but we don't need you to come in until like 6 p.m. Michael here says in Sweden, we get 5 weeks a year. Some say that's excessive. Yeah, but you know what? At the same time, get yours, man. Get yours. Have fun. Have fun, man. Do your thing. All good on that one. So yeah, I know it's you guys are I would love to get 5 weeks a year. That'd be fucking fantastic. That would be awesome. I would love that. I don't know what I would do with it though. That's kind of the hard part. Right? I don't know what I would do with like 5 weeks a year. And I say that largely because I'm a workaholic. So like I like to always be doing something. Like I'll fully admit, I probably wouldn't have streamed tonight if Helldivers 2 wasn't glitching out. Because I was like, I'm just going to play Helldivers 2 and chill. So. All right. Is, what's it called? Fucking Peacemaker. Any good this week? I haven't seen this week's episode yet. Oh, I thought you had an annual amount. No. Mine roll over. The company I work for is pretty cool. They're pretty cool. You're playing Silksong? Nice, man. I've heard good things about it. The next one I want to get is I want to get Dying Light the Beast. I love Dying Light games. Love Dying Light. It's so much fun. I mean, I remember when I got Dying Light. I mean, I'm a big Techland fan. I even enjoyed Dead Island. Despite its flaws, I enjoyed Dead Island. I put like 100 hours in that game. Peacemaker's still pretty good. Nice. I got to watch the new episode. So I'm probably going to dip out here in a minute, watch the episode, play a couple of rounds of Helldivers, and go to bed. I won't be able to make it to the store, which is fine. I don't need to go buy anything. Pokemon ZA. Is that a game? Is it a game or is it a show? What is that? Hold on, let me look it up here. Pokemon Z, motherfucker. Okay, so like, okay. Hold on. We'll watch the trailer. Let me bring this up here. I'm taking the when I was at Ross tonight, I found some pretty cool fucking Nintendo Switch cases, like Legend of Zelda cases. like $8 a piece. I'm like, I'm not going to get it. I mean, I don't need to spend the extra money if I don't have to. Okay. Let's see. Oops, shit, fuck. All right. There we go. Okay, Game Freak. Silent Hill F. Yeah, I'm going to wait on that one. I'm waiting on that one, though. Don't want the beast. Am I willing to wait? Yeah, I'm willing to wait, man. But I do really want it. Okay, if you're willing to buy it, I appreciate it. Thank you. I love fucking, dude, Dying Light 1 was so good. Dying Light 2 was amazing. Not as good as number 1, but I still really liked it. And then, like, the DLC for Dying Light was really good. I played Dead Island. I'm a big Techland fan. I like Techland a lot. They've done so well. But let's see this. I am looking to get my kids into Pokemon, by the way. So, that is true. I am trying to get my kids into Pokemon at some point. So I need something that's, I have Let's Go Pikachu. I'm going to bring it with me on the cruise and maybe we'll play it together and they'll be able to like enjoy it. It's just the reading, you know, because like they're so young, like they can read, like, but it's like the reading it and understanding it and everything else. So, okay, like, I mean, obviously it's just a collection of shit. Can you breed Pokemon in this one as well? Is it just me, or have they tried making Dragonite, like, way more popular than fucking Charizard? Because I see, like, way more plushies for Dragonite than I do for Charizard. And I think that's ridiculous. Okay, no breeding. Okay. Oh, it's releasing literally like right after I get back from my cruise. Okay. I don't know if I'm gonna get it or not, but it's a thing. So this game has DEI in it. Yeah, I guess. Parallax. You know what I saw today that if it wasn't $20, I would have got it. They had a cookie jar with Pennywise the Clown on it. I got a picture, but my phone's charging. But it's crazy. Matt and his breeding fetish. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, yes, you can breed Pokemon. I don't know. I heard you could breed them in some games. That's kind of weird, isn't it? Kind of odd, a little bit, right? You can breed them. The legends are more action oriented. Okay, cool. I'm more happy with that than I am for anything else. Mostly because a new Digimon. God save there, new Digimon. Is that what you sent me, Command Unit? Here's the funny thing, right? This is so funny. I hear my Discord ping, and then immediately fucking Command Unit's right there, and I check Discord and it's Command Unit sending me something. That seems about right. What is this? Digimon. Hold on. Let me pause that. Fine.
Break free.
Goddamn right.
Become unbound from the laws that govern reality. To turn the gears of time once again.
An apocalypse looms over parallel worlds as their fates begin to intertwine. The battle to alter destiny begins. Embark on a journey alongside gods, heroes, and monsters of bygone eras the anomalies, known as Digimon. Seize the future. Together. The story of a bond that transcends time.
So is this like legit, or is this something else? Bandai Namco. Okay, 7 months ago. Okay, I mean, we'll admit that does look better than the other. The Digimon game is coming right before Pokemon. Oh shit. Well, there we go. There we go. Oh yes, breed me Pokemon trainer. Ooh. God, that fucking. Of course, the Mossad agent loves Digimon. He's not Mossad. I don't know. Maybe he is. I have no fucking idea. I just work here, man. I just fucking work here. God damn it. Let me see. A couple things. There's been some really interesting AI stuff going on. You know, obviously. So, as always, you guys know I enjoy talking about that, but we don't have to do that and whatever. I'm trying to find if I saved any if I saved anything. I haven't. Okay. Oh, well, yeah. So, like, okay, I'll probably talk about it tomorrow, because there was I think there's I showed a little bit of this one AI short film, called Echo Hunter, and they did like a prequel to it or some shit like that. It looked pretty interesting. So, let me see if I can find anything of it on Reddit. We could check out a couple videos, and then I'll go watch Peacemaker and go to bed. All right. Let's see here. What do we got? I haven't been on this in a couple days yet. Favela Trap, Google. God, so many music videos. Let's see. Eu vim da favela do asfalto quente. Minha voz ecoa, a rima é potente. No topo do mundo, meu som vai chegar a cada batida. Okay, I don't care. So is it like him rapping is the real thing? Again, this is like another video. They've been kind of this girl here, the pink girl in the wig, pretty consistent stuff. Okay. With the eerie AI video. Okay, here we go. This is Luma.
几个世界以来，这处刺药一直像特爬一样保罗着我们华山下的生活。你现在必须走，别对着我们。
Isn't this from Kill Bill? I mean, I love like the way it looks. I mean, clearly though, you can tell that it's, you know, like not, there's something off about it, but that's fine. I swear to God, that's from Kill Bill. Right? That's got to be from Kill Bill. Let me see. Where was the guy I was looking at? Let's see. So, okay. I'm trying to find some more. Here we go. So this, Midjourney's being sued by Disney. All right, and this guy right here, he's like, Midjourney's video model has something that really makes it unique, that magical touch in animating fairy tale characters. And like a claymation Elsa, it's like, yeah, that's not gonna, That's not going to go over too well with the House of Mouse. You know what I mean? Like they're going to get a little mad about that, maybe. They're going to get a little upset. We don't want that. Yeah, that is Kill Bill. All right, that's right. Yeah, it sounds like a Kill Bill. All right. This guy, oh, where am I at? God damn, lost that tablet. Okay. All right. So this guy, trying to find the thing that he was like. Look at this here. I mean, this is in Halo. I mean, we're gonna see a lot of this shit for everything. All right, this is the Minimax. They've got unlimited Minimax is back again. Okay, sure. Trying to find if anything longer. Okay, here we go. I mean, even this is. Look at that. I mean, it looks like, like mid-2000s CG. But, like, costly and whatever. Here we go. This trailer for my submission to the Video Max AI Challenge. Iron Veil, the Death City. This is from 2 days ago. Okay, here we go. In the frozen frontier, the exiled knight Kael'thorn Vaynar is relentlessly pursued by the ruthless warlord Darganth Veros. Okay, AI names. And his fearsome riders mounted on grim howlers, wolf-like beasts whose howls echo like death itself. In his desperate flight, Kael'thorn unwittingly crosses into ruins of Lumora, once the grand capital of King Altharion Dravenheart's radiant kingdom. Oh my, Jesus. Now a cursed wasteland after its people drank the elixir of immortality and were transformed into the eternal night dwellers known as the Nocturian. I kind of like that name. Within this death city, Kael'thorn encounters Serena, Calith, a hardened survivor who saves him from the Nocturian grasp, marking the beginning of his perilous journey through the death city of Lumora. Okay, so like I want to see this, but what the fuck was this shit? Okay, like fucking Jesus Christ. Let's see.
My people. Our land is rich, victorious, overflowing with glory. Yet one gift remains. This we shall endure forever, for immortality.
For immortality! For immortality!
Okay, as far as a premise goes, looks pretty cool. All the names are from like George R. R. Martin's books. Sure as fuck feels like. Says AI licenses are needed. What do you mean? What do you mean? I mean, I'm not that actually looked kind of chill. Like I was getting into it. It didn't look great, but it looked like a trailer for like a book or something. You know, something to read. Like, all right, that's kind of cool. Let's see here. This one is Steel and Soil. Turn that down a little
Raindrops painting writing stories on the glass. Soft lights glowing, moments meant to last. Here in the rain, I feel
Okay.
echoes of warmth keep the fire inside. Every drop.
This looks honestly like Gareth Edwards, the creator, a little bit. Okay, here we go. Another world untouched, unclaimed, a story waiting to be written.
Another world, untouched, unclaimed. Every horizon is a question. Every step is the beginning of an answer. We cross the void to stand here, not as conquerors, but as witnesses. Each step a promise to those who will follow, to learn what it means, to belong among the stars.
Is that like no? Okay, this for one that sounds like Burt Reynolds. Oh, it is. Starring the voice of Burt Reynolds. Okay, listen here, man. It's like I totally get that. Maybe don't use Burt Reynolds' voice like that. Okay, just saying. This guy again with westerns. He does a lot of shit. Okay. Let's see. Trying to find anything that's been completed and not just like recreated with that shit. Let's see here. The one who wins is the one who never stops. I mean, honestly, better than Battlefield 6. Whatever happened to that movie that's just of AI Tupac? Ah, yes. One Punch Dan. So I hate that I keep up on this. Okay. I hate that I keep up on this, but I do. So Zodwriter had put out a post saying that he is demoing the movie for people if they want to see it and everything else. And he's pushed it back to next year. And that is what he's doing right now. It's like he pushed it back to next year. And so I don't quite know what's going to happen with that. But that's what, like that's what's going on. Shot at Battlefield 6, but not COD. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I did. So I'm gonna criticize. Okay, what is this one here? Okay. All right, what are we at here? Knights of Guinevere pilot. That's gonna get me in trouble, isn't it? Glitch. Yo ass. Is this AI?
Once upon a time, and this was a very long time ago indeed, there was a princess. Trapped in a tall, tall tower and locked away by complicated machines that ran on blood and fear.
This doesn't feel like a movie, like an AI.
Pretending she wasn't scared, but she was in dire need of rescue. Are you hurt? Don't worry. I can make you better.
Olivia, dear, won't you come with me?
What? Okay, this has been making the rounds. Like, what is this? Like, I don't get it.
Go on, take a look.
It was beautiful. A world of possibility, where fantasies became reality, where tall tales became indisputable truths.
It's all for you, Olivia. Everyone who comes and goes will eventually be under your watchful care. Happy birthday, sweetheart. I hope this can make up for... I don't think I need to say it. Olivia, your future can be as bright and beautiful as all this. Embrace it. Let your past fade away. You're here now. Do you understand?
Yes. Thank you for the present, Papa. Come, Princess.
The fuck?
It's our new kingdom. Isn't it pretty? Yes, it's so very, very...
Shit! Security!
It's okay, Papa. They'll bring her back. And when they do, I'll fix her again. Yes, it was so very...
Okay. I don't know what that is, but that's interesting. It's a pilot for new animated series by the people who made Digital Circus. Oh, okay. I've heard of Digital Circus, but I haven't watched it. I've heard of it, Mo. That's the one with like the weird looking thing, right? The weird looking like jester guy. Is that it? Is that the one I'm thinking of? Right? Is that what's going on there? Well, I don't even know what's going on. Okay. You know what I've been like? I'll tell you this. What I've been looking at with the AI stuff is you're gonna get a lot of like mixing and matching of different types of the different types of, let's say, what's a word here, of tools. You know what I mean? Like you're gonna get like Midjourney and like Halo. Okay, here we go. Let's take a second of this. Take a look at this for a second. Gaia, Shattered Realms, motherfucker. Look at me walk. Look at my scarf. It's fucking based. Yeah, that fucking fish. Fuck you, fish. I'm hungry. Fuck. I'm gonna walk with my sword out. The car's flying, but it's a Honda. Like, little bitches. Fight that snowman. The sword makes me wet. God, when they make this well enough for anime to be made with it, and it's like consistent, you're gonna get so much anime, and some of it's gonna be okay, and most of it's gonna be not. But you're gonna get some of it that's gonna stand out, and it's gonna be interesting. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of intrigued by the premise just from what I've been watching. Like, it looks like a bit of a mixture of like a cyberpunk, like fantasy world, different factions. Okay, now they're talking. I know what's going on. Oh, go fight. That's them fucking, by the way. All right. That was, what the hell was that then? Is it like just does it again or what?
Hey, come on, Kai. Isn't taking crystals illegal?
A heal stone? All yours.
What? You want me to take this and keep it for myself to learn heal spells?
Oh, he's actually... Okay, hold on. Oh, we got actual like fucking animation. Okay. Okay, let's go.
Die, human scum.
It's a rift orc. Hurry, Kai.
I'm on it, Reyna.
Flare. It's stunned. Attack now.
I mean, he's got AI dialogue.
Nicely done.
Thanks. We didn't get here in time to save the other hunters. Rift spawns are incredibly strong.
As long as the rifts closed, their lives weren't given in vain.
I know, but are the rift crystals worth all the losses?
Looks like we got a pretty big crystal this time.
Hey, come on, Kai. Isn't taking crystals illegal?
A heal stone? All yours.
What? You want me to take this and keep it for myself to learn heal spells?
If you don't use it, those damn drones will take it to the corrupt local hoarders. We'll keep it out of their greedy hands. I'd rather have you learn healing magic, because we're gonna need it.
That is true. Hey!
There's someone going around killing all the hunters and collecting the crystals. Our cute butts better be gone before they find us.
Is it okay to just leave?
Oh, jeez.
What if we get in trouble?
Fine, you stick around then.
Why are you so mean to me?
I'm not. I'll bring flowers to your grave.
Such a jerk.
In a fractured world, 7 realms in peril, a team of hunters must rise to confront the shadows and rifts threatening to consume the world of Gaia. Join Kai, Reyna, and their team as they hunt the shadow hunters and end their deadly rampage across the realms. To begin. Okay, all right, listen. That wasn't bad. I was actually entertained. I was all right. All right. Look, it's simple shit. Okay. But that wasn't the worst thing I've ever seen. I'm just telling you guys, it's getting better. Donovan right now having a fucking conniption fit. He's watching guaranteed. You know, the people watching this later on are going to be like, so you spent 2 hours talking about Charlie Kirk and then he's to go into fucking AI anime shit. Welcome to what I do. Welcome to the world I live in. Let's see. Twilight Zone inspired short film. The Abnormal Hour. Knotted Wretch. Bitch.
The Knotted Wretch. It's a quaint piece of folklore, a campfire story to be dismissed with the morning sun. But these men are about to discover that it is indeed real in the abnormal hour.
Why didn't we do this more often? Look at this. No Wi-Fi, no deadlines, just trees and questionable campfire food. We couldn't get on the schedule between all your dates.
Yeah, don't worry about the food. Worry about whatever you probably caught from Jenny. Whatever.
Theo 3. And AI written dialogue.
Probably just a squirrel or something.
I'm just glad we get to hang one last time before we all become corporate zombies.
To freedom. And to finally making some money.
All right, night, guys. Keep an eye out for any dangerous squirrels.
Did you hear that?
Sounded like Ben. We gotta help him. Let's go.
Okay.
Ben!
Why is the music inconsistent?
Chris. Chris! We don't split up. Not for anything.
Agreed.
Wait, oh, so the black guy is not the first one to die. That's very progressive. That's cool.
What's going on?
I like it.
Join us, Alex. Be a part of the forest.
Hell no!
So the next time you seek serene solitude in a quiet forest, take heed, for the Knotted Wretch is always seeking new prisoners for a permanent collection it keeps in the abnormal hour.
All right. So, that was done for the 2025 AI horror film competition, Curious Refuge. Okay. Okay. As a storyboarding system, this could be interesting. Yeah, that's kind of the whole point, Michael. That's kind of the whole point. Is with this, a lot of it is like, you know, how it's going to help out with storyboarding and whatnot. It's a pretty interesting shit. I have to admit, though, I do enjoy watching. House of Paper Walls. How long is this one? 18 seconds. Wow. See, when they start, like, the liminal horror aspects of it are pretty cool. Like, I kind of feel, okay, so this is going to sound weird, right? Does anyone here remember the video game from 2014 called Gone Home? Like, does anyone remember that at all? Because, like, I kind of feel like what Gone Home did for, like, liminal horror exploration games at that time, indie games, AI is kind of in that particular space right now. You know what I mean? Like, I kind of feel like that's where we are. No, I don't mean Seventh Guest. I mean Gone Home from 2014. Seventh Guest, you know, being a point and click adventure horror game. Dude, fuck, man. I remember I was at my friend Adam's house and I was staying the night and he's all like, you ever hear the game called Seventh Guest? And I'm like, no. He's like, oh, dude, you got to check this out. And he showed me the opening cinematic for it and that scared the shit out of me. Gone Home wasn't a horror game necessarily. It was a liminal horror game in the sense of you're all alone in a space and you don't know what's there. Like, the whole point of Gone Home is you never know what's around the corner. Ultimately, it was nothing. The game led to, like, your sister just going like, yo, I'm taking off. You can beat the game in 30 seconds if you know what you're doing. But you know, whatever. Oh, what's this? Hold on. I tell you this, as soon as what I'm waiting for is Adult Swim. What the hell? Can you name all these classic video games? Oh man, don't tease me with Banjo-Kazooie. Asteroid. San Andreas. Oh yeah, that's pretty self-explanatory. Oh, Doom. Crush. Is that supposed to be like Austin Butler as Cloud? Oh God, what I would love for another Conquer game. What is that one supposed to be? I mean, GoldenEye? Oh, SimCity. I don't know what that one's supposed to be. I mean, obviously Kirby. Oh, that's fucking that is either Sid Meier's Pirates or Escape from Monkey Island. All right, listen, that was kind of cool. That was kind of cool. I kind of dug it. Fuck yeah, Kirby. God damn it. Visage. What? Did I get wrong? Yeah, dude. Seventh. You know what? Here, hold on. Let's go take a look at the Seventh Guest intro. That's a classic. Seventh Guest. If I can type any fucking thing. There we go. Seventh Guest intro. God, this is gonna scare the shit out of me tonight. I fucking know it. I fucking know it.
「
I fucking know it.
「 」
I fucking know it. I fucking know it.
「
I fucking know it.
「
I fucking know it.
「
Virgin Games. Oh, God. Anyone here remember, like, Crusader No Remorse? The two Crusader games are pretty good. Trilobite Productions. Wow. Time to unlock core memories. Yeah, you're right. I swear the house is so much bigger on the inside. Screenplay by Matthew Costello. Nice. Musical score, The Fat Man. Based. Oh, shit. Here we go.
He was a drifter, moving from town to town, robbing a gas station here, a grocery store there, until one night. She was coming home from choir practice, but she never got there. Stoff took her purse and ran away. Instead, Stoff had to run and hide. He sunk even lower. He had nothing. No life, no possessions, no dreams.
God, that music is creepy. It's so fucking creepy.
And that's when the vision came. A doll. And in his dream, Stoff reached out. It was a gift. Stoff carved the doll, whittling the haunting face until it was an exact replica. And when he was done, Stoff went to town, to a bar. The owner had a daughter. Ooh, he said his girl would love the strange doll. And Stoff offered it to the man. And the owner, in turn, offered Stoff food and a place to stay. A simple transaction. The first of many.
You can hear it, right? Oh, that's
And
right.
that
Yeah,
night,
the puzzles.
Stoff had another vision. Stoff created the puzzle just as he saw it, and everyone wanted one. Stoff opened up a shop because everyone wanted a Stoff toy. Every boy and girl in the town, from all the neighboring towns. A Stoff toy is a toy for life, people said, and no two are alike. Everyone loved his unique toys. Henry Stoff grew wealthy, but then the strange virus came, and some of the children started dying. Dying, clutching their Stoff toys so close. And there was this one last vision. a last dream of a great house, a mansion that the wealthy toy maker was to build. A strange house, a house that scared people.
Yeah, Spherical Man, this is a game. This is like the opening FMV from The Seventh Guest, which is you are a ghost in a house. And there's like, you are the seventh guest in this house. And you gotta solve the puzzles and solve the mystery. But you gotta remember, this is from like 1995.
My, isn't this a cheery place?
Edward, I'm not sure we should have been here today.
Why? Because it's a spooky old house? Don't worry, dear. I'll watch out for you.
They gonna, yeah, the cake with the skulls, yeah.
What the devil? I expected more of Mr. Stuff.
Lord, it smells awful too. What's Stoff been doing here?
Aren't you like, I think you're like the main character is like a kid or something, right? That like snuck into the house and died. Of course, the magician says nothing. But why should he?
How did I get here? I remember nothing.
So yeah, that's basically like the opening of the fucking game. It's just like, that's the opening of the game. It's creepy as shit. When you're like, 13, 14 years old or whatever, it gets you, man. It fucking, it gets you. It wrecks you. Makes you scary.
We were sitting in the meeting room.
I just, I get so tired of a very specific AI voice. Derpy takes the wheel. Oh, God. Cat skateboarding. Let's see here. Order. All right.
For 2 years now, we have been on the trail of this device. We have never even gotten close.
Let's checking it out.
It was perhaps too easy to lure you here. They know what you are looking for. You can't deceive them for much longer, Arago. He is coming for you.
Who is he?
Okay.
Towards the end of the old world, a great uncertainty filled the air.
It is
People
AI
lined the
voices.
streets, looking for anything they could find to survive. For so long, we took civilization for granted. To think that the chaos of those days was nothing compared to what was to come.
So there's favelas in Atlanta.
3 days after the dissolution of the UN, we have seen fuel riots, mass evacuations, and martial law sweep across the greater Eurasian continent. In the US, protesters clash with police across several metropolitan areas over the recent energy curfew policy put in place to
Images definitely made with Sora.
The city is so quiet tonight.
I wish it could stay this way.
Me too, sweetheart.
Leon, you were right. I thought we would have more time.
Not necessarily the way you approach pregnancy, right? Your girl comes to you. I'm preggers. It's like, no. Okay, well, that solves that problem. Yo, that little kid have a mustache? What the fuck?
How are we supposed to raise a child in a world like this?
I wouldn't worry about this world.
Huh?
As long as we have each other, we can build our own world. A home for our family, untouched by all of this chaos.
You promise?
I promise.
Jeez. It's a hell of a smash cut. Yeah, you would watch this, Danny? I bet you would, yeah. Wait, what's going on with the rapture tomorrow? Who's saying that there's a rapture? Why is he dressed like Moon Knight? Okay, you know what? Held my attention the whole fucking time. Held my attention the whole fucking time. That was not bad at all. Definitely had some, some shit, but we've been watching this shit for a while. We've seen stuff kind of go. And everything else, that's all right. That's all right. But I think 3 hours is a good time. Oh, whatever, Mo. Shut the fuck up. Yeah, Danny liked it. Danny's positive. Mo's just a bitch. Anyway, yeah, so I'll be on tomorrow night, probably over on $3, doing what AD. We'll react to the Jimmy Kimmel response as a follow up to last week, and then go from there. And then I work on Wednesday, and then I'm off Thursday, and then Friday I'll be leaving the continental United States for a while. So look for that. Anyway, I do appreciate everybody tuning in, listening. If you're listening to this on the replay, thank you as well. I also expect a shit ton of downvotes for people, but it's all good. I'm going to go watch Peacemaker and then piece myself off to bedtime. I'll see you guys later. Have a good one. Thank you again. And
turn off that pesky ad block.